My source tonight is North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, also a surrogate for the Trump campaign. Governor, obviously neither of those victories by Democrats had anything to do with fraud. So why is Donald Trump lying about past elections when we're 5 days out from the next one?
Well, I think the reason he's in New Mexico is because New Mexico is an energy state, and under President Trump's policies on energy, the economy, it's also a big border state, securing the border. Those are all things that I know matter to voters around the country. And I haven't campaigned for him in New Mexico. I know that in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, which are the states that are probably going to decide this election, those messages are resoundingly the top on the minds of voters there. Number one is the economy. Number two is the border, because border means safe cities.
Yeah, well, no one's saying he can't go there. He's just going there and lying about what happened in the elections. He knows he didn't win New Mexico. But Governor, I was thinking back today to 2020. On the election night then, Donald Trump came out before all the votes had been counted and claimed that he won that election. If you're around him on Tuesday, will you encourage him to wait until all the results are in and the ballots have been counted?
Well, I think on Tuesday night, what I'm optimistic for this country is that we're gonna know the victory on Tuesday night, and not a day later, 2 days later, weeks later. It's not going to change overnight, because I think the way I see it lining up and what I feel on the ground talking to voters around the states that I've been in is that there's a chance that if there's one or two states that don't have their count done because they can't figure out how to get it done on election day, there's still going to be an electoral college victory for President Trump on Tuesday night. So, you're asking a hypothetical. I don't think that hypothetical is going to come true. I think we're going to know the winner on Tuesday night.
Well, it's not a hypothetical. It happened in 2020, and Rudy Giuliani told Donald Trump to go out there and declare victory. Steve Bannon, after getting out of prison the other day, said that Trump's only mistake was that he should have done it at 11 p.m. that night instead of 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I just think, if you are someone he listens to, he consults you, would you encourage him to wait until we do have an answer of what the election results are looking at like before he comes out and declares anything?
Well, I think, again, you're going ahead all the way to Tuesday night. I think we've got a lot of campaigning to do, as you know. Even though record voting by Republicans, that's very positive to see that the early voting is record highs for Republicans. But you and I both know, Caitlin, that we could have in some of these states as much as 60% of the voting is still going to happen on Tuesday. And I think we got to focus on the closing arguments. And right now, I think the closing arguments that President Trump is delivering are the ones that are going to help him win next Tuesday, because he's at these events that he's at. If he's talking for an hour and a half, 98% of the time he's talking about what he's going to do for the American people in terms of getting the economy going, unleashing American energy, securing the border, supporting our allies, supporting Israel. I mean, all of these things ending wars. I mean, all of these things that he talks about are stuff that are the most important things in the minds of voters.
But on Tuesday night, I mean, we have a pretty good idea. We don't know for sure that we won't know on Tuesday night. We look at Pennsylvania and how long they take to count provisional ballots. There's a lot of mail-in ballots, obviously. It's different rules in different states. It doesn't mean that anything bad is happening in those states just because they are being counted properly. But Governor, you've run races before. Have you ever come out and prematurely declared victory?
Well, no, I haven't had to do that, but because we've been able to win by wide enough margins, we haven't. And I think, for America, we have to continue to be aspirational on this. I mean, India is a democracy. They had 600 million people vote across that country, and they got all the votes counted by the day of the election. So, I mean, we have to be smart enough in our country to keep driving towards having an answer, as opposed to, because people's confidence goes down when the answer doesn't come for a week after the election. So again, in states like North Dakota, we'll have an answer on that night. We've got everything in place to be able to deliver an answer. So whether it's a local election, a statewide election, a national election, we're going to know the.
Well, it took 4 days in 2020. A lot of that was because there was so much mail-in voting because we were in the middle of a pandemic, as you know. And also, if this race is close, it doesn't mean that there isn't anything wrong if the counting takes longer. There are also hand recounts in some states.